Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Can you hear me, viewers? Thank you for responding with yes. Let me welcome the participants first. Then, interesting developments regarding Ethiopia, Eritrea tensions. Eritrean president is obviously not sitting idle. He is in Egypt, but what is he planning there? Interesting information, piece of information which you have received. Want to share with you. Michael Kidane, first viewer, commented, says, hi, Sajid. How are you, Michael? Peach Tucker here. Second viewer, Numair here. Africa Star joining us at Solomon. Fickerman, MMT, Simon join. Salasha Desta here. Koala says, have you read Eritrean freedom fight history? I don't read history, by the way. They say history is written by victors. If you are interested in reading history, you must read from multiple sources. If there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parties to an era of history, you should read the versions given by all the parties, and then you can arrive at some logical, neutral conclusion. It's not easy, by the way. Reading history is like conducting a research. It's not like just picking a book from a writer of your choice and reading it and forming your opinions. Uh, Kifa joined. Kifa says, Sajid, brave analyst. Why do you call me brave analyst? Brian Ipsa, first member who joined today. Welcome, Brian. Good to Have you here? Kan Eskandarevit joined. Mekonnen Mitcha here. Mitiko Dema. Bonga here. Tifisusia Bonga. Elvo Habisha. Daniel Negash. Med Abduali. Yeah, Brian, this is the first time in recent months that you have joined the live at the start of it. Abi the legend joined. Ali Ore Aburas joined after some time. S. Yub here. S. Form says hi, Sajid, non biased news analysis. Thank you, Test Form. Fafa Mehida Mecca joined. Meteko Dema here. Brian Ipsa says history is the mess we agree on. He's quoting Napoleon. Koala says, how many months do you give Abi? Well, I think I will start a countdown when I will see the start of a major move to topple Abi. And the major move so far has not been made. Operation in Wollo by Fanom gave the signs of a major move, but that operation could not be reinforced by more operations. We'll talk about removal of Abi when we see the start of something big to remove Abi. This form says, you are my only news source about my country, Eritrea. Thank you, Tisform. Thank you for trusting me. Asho Mintsho here. Alhamdo Noor joined. Jettel Norwegian analyst said that Abe will be removed in 7 months, Koala says. You know, Jettel, he has always been opposed to Abiy during Tigray war. He and others, they were supportive of TPLF. Do you see him as a neutral analyst? Ibrahim Said joined. Janale Media joined. Says, best greeting, Sajid, ONLF greeting you. Good to see you, Janale Media. Kandra says, why is the option for Isaias to topple down Abiy and control Ethiopia not widely spoken? Is it unlikely? Well, we'll talk about the option once the option is being exercised. It's being talked about only. Mikhail joined, says, welcome. My views on news is believable news source. Thank you, Mikhail. So what is happening? My connection was my internet connection is getting disconnected. Uh, let's wait for it to stabilize. Kirub will join. Ahmad Mohammed here. Christian Gathe here. By the way, YouTube does not send notifications sometimes. That is why you'll have to just visit my views and news several times a day to watch all my videos. I do at least 3 videos a day and one live chat. But YouTube does not send notifications sometimes. I have no control over sending of notifications to viewers. Uh, YouTube can do that. And sometimes YouTube does not send notifications at all. And viewers say, Saji, we did not receive notifications. So it happens. It's a YouTube issue. I cannot solve it. I would advise you just to search my views and news, and you will find 3 videos every day and live chat. I've been uploading 4 videos a day for years. I don't miss videos, 3 or 4 in 24 hours. This is my routine for the for the last 2 years, I think. That is why you can check 3 or 4 times at the channel and you will see new content. Don't wait for notifications. Guracha is confirming, saying, I was waiting for live chat and I missed it. Yeah, Guracha, this is the problem. But I have no solution. So you'll have to just search the channel and be uh, alert about the timings when I upload videos. Let's start, viewers. I think connection is stable now. I can speak. I'll speak for around 10 minutes. Uh, and this says, do you trust Martin Plaut? I don't want to criticize anyone, but unfortunately, sometimes business, revenue, expansion matter more for people than the quality or integrity of the reporting. I don't worry about views. I don't worry about subscribers. That is why viewership sometimes falls, sometimes it increases. But I don't make a compromise on the quality of the reports. Whether people like it or not, I must tell the truth. So I am no one to talk about others. I think people can decide what others' reporting is like. Thank you, Fikro. Says we'll reach 100K mark until the next week. Yeah, we're on our way to 100K subscribers. Okay, viewers. Beniam says, hello, Sajid. Sudan situation needs your coverage. Well, a lot needs my coverage. Situation in Tanzania, in Sudan, in South Sudan, in Somalia. Problem is that I cannot uh, make so many videos. I work 12 hours a day, no day off, 30 days a month, 7 days a week. So I have my limitations. I wish I could cover the situation in other parts of Africa. I wish I could cover Russia Ukraine war, but I cannot because Ethiopia keeps me busy, Eritrea keeps me busy. There's so much to cover here that it's difficult for me to take time out for something else. PEACE, peace join, welcome, peace. Network issues, people are saying. Can you hear me? Okay, uh, let's start then. Connection loss, Skandar says. Skandar, please check the issue on your side. Everyone is confirming that no problem with the connection. I don't know about the pact between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Okay, let's start, viewers. What is Isas Afwerki doing in Egypt? 5-day visit. Isas Afwerki is making an interesting move. Interesting move. That's based on the developments unfolding in Cairo and based on some intelligence too. Before that, let me share two developments with you. Then I'll sum up and I'll tell you what Issa Savoki's move is. Firstly, uh, Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdelatty yesterday gave an interview to Al Arabiya and he reiterated Egyptian position that Ethiopia must not have any role in administering the Red Sea. Red Sea governance mechanism cannot have Ethiopian participation. He talked about Ethiopia. He said Ethiopia has no role. Firstly. Secondly, Badr Abdullah, he said all that while Issa Savoki is in Cairo. Secondly, Badr Abdullah said that Egypt and Saudi Arabia are in talks to form a Red Sea monitoring and governance mechanism. And Ethiopia won't have any role in how the Red Sea will be governed, firstly. Secondly, today, Egyptian and Saudi chiefs of staff signed an agreement. The agreement is about naval cooperation to govern the Red Sea. So all these developments are happening regarding Egypt, Saudi Arabia coordination about Red Sea, while Isas Afwerki, Eritrean president, is in Cairo. I said in the live chat yesterday that Isas Afwerki's visit of Egypt is linked to the upcoming talks between Ethiopia and Egypt facilitated by the US. Now I will tell you the move which Isaias Afwerki is making against Ethiopia or to defend his country. I don't think anyone has talked about it. I'm the first one to share it with the people, with the viewers. Based on the developments which are unfolding in Egypt, we can conclude that Isaias Afwerki is trying to involve Saudi Arabia in the talks which are being led by the US. He does not want Egypt and Ethiopia to talk because maybe the two will agree on something which won't be favorable for Eritrea. So he wants, Isaias Afwerki wants an Eritrean ally in the talks, which are going to be led by the US. That is why he has requested Saudi Arabia to be part of the process of talks being led by Americans. This is what Isaias Afwerki's move is. If Saudi Arabia, by the way, Saudi Arabia is American ally, so its participation in talks between Ethiopia and Egypt should not be surprising. But if it happens, let's see, will it happen or not? If it happens, Ethiopia will make a counter move. You will see that. Nothing is being said, by the way, but a lot is happening behind the scenes regarding sea access, regarding Eritrea, Ethiopia potential. And it's good to see that at least diplomatic channels are now working. It's good to see that Middle Eastern countries, Americans are involved. Because I don't think that Eritrea and Ethiopia can solve the issue. They will fight if there is no intervention. Saudis and Emiratis won't be able to solve the issue of access to sea or issue of GERD. Americans can solve the issue because they have the power, they have the leverage, they can impose sanctions, and they have their allies in the Middle East, which could play a role too. Isaias Afwerki is playing his cards again very smartly. Instead of saying no to US involvement to solve the issue between Egypt and Ethiopia, and maybe between Ethiopia and Eritrea, Isaias Afwerki is playing a diplomatic card. He is relying on his Middle Eastern partner, Saudi Arabia, to contest Eritrean case in front of the US. Let's see, will Saudi Arabia be part of talks or not? But I can guarantee, based on my analysis, that if Saudi Arabia is involved, along with the US, in mediation between Ethiopia and Egypt, between Ethiopia and Eritrea, Ethiopia will try its best to make the UAE part of this effort as well. UAE obviously is on Ethiopian side on most of the issues in the region. Abiy won't allow Isaias to be represented by Saudi Arabia in the talks while he has no real ally. And his best option is that he should have UAE in the talks. Turkey perhaps won't be acceptable. Americans won't allow Turkey to be there. So I think that if Saudi Arabia is involved, Ethiopia will try to ensure that UAE is involved as well. So interesting developments are happening behind the scenes in Egypt. Isaias Afwerki is doing his diplomatic work silently, teaming up with his partners. Ethiopia has managed to put pressure on Isas. You cannot deny that. Isas is gauging all the options. He's keeping all the options open. He has lots of options, by the way. It's not easy to corner Isaias. People say that Isaias will give in. But if you ask me, it's not easy to corner this man. Because when Ethiopia was threatening to implement MOU with Somaliland, you saw what happened. Eritrea, Egypt, Somalia teamed up and they just threatened Somaliland. They threatened Ethiopia. Ethiopia backed off. That regional alliance worked. Ethiopia then turned towards Somalia, then towards Djibouti, and now it's back towards Eritrea. Isas Afwerki plays his regional cards. He has allies in the region because he's been supporting his allies. That is why don't expect that Isas will just easily give in and he will give away Assab to Ethiopia. He will fight, not just militarily. People think that he is strong when it comes to military planning or he is skilled. But his diplomacy, I think, has been more impressive recently. Since I started covering Ethiopia, I think I found his diplomacy impressive. Keeping in view the size of the country, compare Eritrea and Ethiopia, Eritrea and Sudan. Keeping in with the size of the country, I think his diplomacy has been impressive. He chooses the right sides, the sides which, in the end, are winning sides. So, in Sudanese civil war, you saw that he chose the winning side. In Ethiopian civil war, he chose the winning side, federal government of Ethiopia. In Somalia's war, winning side, supporting Somalia's forces. In the past, he was accused of supporting Al Shabaab. Uh, and now, in this new turn of events, in Ethiopia, he is choosing the opposite side. Maybe he thinks that the opposite side, TPLF, or Eritrea, has a better chance of winning the game. Let's see. But intense developments are happening in Egypt. We could see more developments. We're in touch, and hopefully, we'll do videos about Isas Afwerki's activities in Egypt. Lily Hallage, after a long time. Welcome, Lily. How are you? Interesting question by Kiddu Aliye says, can Isaias play a card of selling Assab to Egypt? Well, this is what some Eritrean activists are suggesting, that Isaias will place Egyptians close to Ethiopia. We don't know about it. There could be limited or conditional uh, uh, presence of Egyptians allowed by Eritrean government around Assab. But I don't think that Eritrea will give away Assab to who? Egypt. MMT says Isaias doing the same thing he did when Ethiopia and Somaliland signed the agreement. Yeah, but back then Americans were not heavily involved. This time Americans are involved. So Isaias will have to be very smart to come out of the uh, pressure which Ethiopia is building. Amos says, Sajid, you are missing one point. UAE is not a Red Sea country, which has nothing to do with the Red Sea. I agree, but is the US a Red Sea country? Though they have two bases. I'm aware of two US military bases close to the Red Sea. One is in Djibouti, which is known to everyone. They have a second one too, which is in Saudi Arabia on the Red Sea. So they have their bases here. Same is the case with Emiratis. Emiratis have control of ports along Red Sea. So they don't share border with Red Sea geographically, but they have their presence here. Kadku is saying, hi, so long, hi, why? What happened to Kobo Waldia Road, Tisfo says. Well, I'll have to check about it because I don't know about the current situation. Birhan says, you're the source of truth, Sajid. Thank you, Birhan. I try my best. Elim joined. Elim says, any truth to the massacre in Sudan, Darfur hospital? Well, lots of people, I think, have been killed there. Deadly war. This war has been deadly since day one. People are dying, definitely. This war has an ethnic angle too. That is the basis of the formation of RSF. It was formed as an ethnic militia. If there is an ethnic massacre in Sudanese civil war, it shouldn't be surprising. It should be condemned. JX Spring is asking about Gashina. No update about Gashina. Goracha says, can you talk about post-Isaias Eritrea? Too early to talk about that. Tesfai joined. Welcome, Tesfai. Alhamdu Umar says, how about the role of Israel on Red Sea? Israel is not a Red Sea country, but I think they are being represented through Americans. Goracha says, I heard Museveni will chair Sudan talks. Just like AU chaired Pretoria talks, but you know who the main players were. 35 minutes have passed. I think we should end the live chat. Do write in comment section about the development I shared with you. Eritrea is trying to involve Saudi Arabia in the negotiations being led by Americans to solve the issue between Ethiopia and Egypt. Ethiopia and Eritrea, Americans might agree to Saudi participation, but if it happens, Ethiopia will press for the participation of the UAE in US led talks. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching, viewers. It was good to be with you. I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye bye.